One thing I pride myself on is just being the same and trying to look out for my folks along the way.
Like, even with all these, big things happening, nigga, like, you still mad humble, and you still, like, you have enough clout now where you could easily be like, I'm not fucking with this, I'm not fucking with that.
Pop mad this week? Oh yeah, motherfuckers, it's on. So he finds a knife and ends up stabbing the mom in the hand. Wow. They still don't see him. This is unbelievable. Almost killed, right? Don't talk to the cops. Even though I'm sitting here with a knife the size of freaking Bear Grylls knife in my hand. Don't talk to the police. It's kind of suspicious, right?
We have breaking news. Let's get right to it.
Past 24 hours, we've seen 34 new cases of COVID-19 here in Utah.
Following breaking news out of Utah, a magnitude 5.7 earthquake hitting just after 7 a.m. local time, about 10 miles west of Salt Lake City.
We need 100 to 150,000 tests a day.
Isolation20 Podcast listeners, thank you for coming back. Oh man, it is a beautiful Friday evening, and I'm loving it. It's been a weird time here in Salt Lake City, Utah, because one moment, if for everybody that lives in Utah, you know that our weather is so bipolar to the point where you don't know if you're gonna grab your sweater, your coat, or a tank top. So you grab all three, you layer up and shred those layers. We're in that time of season right now. But today, Friday, it's just a beautiful day. It's clear. There's no smog. It's like 50-something degrees outside, which to me is perfect. You know what I mean? I just got a sweater on, and it's just perfect right now. Life's been good. Life's been all right. Your boy's battling a migraine right now. It's really weird. I woke up this morning, felt great. Had my morning cup of Joe, you know what I mean? Had my morning coffee, and then, I worked, and then during my lunch, I went down to the gym. Tavian and I, because today Tavian had today off. So, and for those of you that don't know, Tavian is my oldest son. He had the day off, so I asked him, I was like, yo, do you want to go hit the gym or what? He was down, so we, during my lunch, we went down to the gym. And by the way, thank you to everybody that just tunes in on my Instagram live during those gym sessions. I call them treadmill confessions because it's literally me on the treadmill and I just talk and we just chat. We talk about things that gives people a chance to ask me questions because I don't really have a time where I can do that, if that makes sense. Like, my whole day is pretty much stacked. I stack my days. I work a lot, and I have a lot of client projects, and then I have my own projects that I want to fulfill and do a good job at, which I'll be talking about my latest project here coming up soon. But yeah, so we get on the treadmill, we run, and I've been pretty consistent about my workouts this month. I started late February, but I really didn't start like keeping track until March. So you might see on my Instagram account, you'll see a calendar for March for Weight Down Credit Up, which is my brand. And I pretty much just do a finish flag if I complete it that day, or a day off if that's like my rest day or something like that. And so far, I've been pretty damn consistent. Like, I'm happy with myself, right? My overall goal is to get in the gym and do something, or even work out from home, because I had to do that one day this week. That's my goal, is to get at least a workout in 3 days a week, right? Which I've been pretty damn successful at, and I'm excited about it. I'm happy about it. The first time I really hit it hard on hitting the gym and everything like that, it was before the pandemic. It was like 2018 or 19. It was like 2019-ish. And that was when I lost 50 pounds. It was closer to 70 pounds, I think, in 3 months. I did a really good job, but that was everything. That was all systems go. That was me hitting the gym. That was me having good nutrition, watching what I was eating. And it came at a time where I was just motivated. It was coming off of a year off of my surgery. It was coming off of like 2 years since my sister passed away. So I just found these inspirations, right? And so I just hit it hard. I just took it under my self motivation to be like, yo, like now's the time, Dre, get after it, go get it done. And I did a really good job at it. And that's one thing about weight loss or being in the gym in general. You can't just, of course you could force it, but I don't feel like for me specifically, it won't be sustainable. Right. I have to wait until that spark, that motivation comes. And then it's like, all right, you can go, you can get it done now. Right. So that's where I'm at right now. 2 weeks in, feeling good, hitting the gym, being consistent about it. And it's nothing over the top, right? I'm not less like straining myself every single day I'm in the gym. Ultimately, I want to get a mile in. I want to walk a mile, jog a little bit, whatever that is. I just finished with a mile on the treadmill and doing some weightlifting, right? So I've been doing that, and it's been good. I feel good about it. And my son, Tavian, he's been joining the journey along the way, and that's something that's just really dope. I love it. I'm having a really good time with it. I need to focus on the nutrition portion of it. So that hopefully will come. I haven't been the best at nutrition during this right now. So I might be like, it's like a negative, right? I might not be losing any weight, but I'm for sure gaining some muscle, because I feel, when your muscles are being worked, that they're, you're ripping your muscles, you're putting that protein back into them, you're building your muscles. So I know for sure I'm gaining some type of muscle somewhere, right? So as soon as I get my ass in gear and get the nutrition portion of it, I'm gonna be solid. I feel that in my bones, and I love it. Something that I don't love is where the world is at. Well, specifically Russia and in Ukraine. This is something that is terrifying to me, and it's terrifying in the fact of, in my lifetime, I haven't had a country be like, yo, we are nuclear war ready, and man the fucking torpedoes, right? I haven't had that. Of course, I've lived through wars, right? I've lived through what was that, Desert Storm. I've lived through obviously the Iraq war, right? I've lived through these things, but it's a little bit more serious, right? Because you have a power like Russia making threats and doing these things and actually acting on another country's soil like Ukraine, and it's just crazy. And it sucks. I think most of like paranoia and stuff comes from not knowing what's the truth and what's not, like what's really happening versus what's not happening, right? So it's just crazy times, man, and it makes me realize that, like, man, this shit could be over if they really launch that nuke. Even if they launch a nuke in Ukraine, if that thing explodes, then it's not just gonna be Ukraine, right? It's gonna be, okay, what happens now? They used one nuke. Does Big Brother, does the United States have to react, right? And what does that look like? They say that Russia has more nukes than us, but I don't know how true that is, one, and I don't know how powerful those nukes are. I just hope that it doesn't get to that point. Being a father, being somebody that appreciates life, I don't want to go. And the last thing that you want to have is nuclear fallout on the world, because with that many nukes in the world, man, this thing can go bye-bye quick, man. We'll be the ones that extinct ourselves. And for me, that's terrifying. I feel like Russia needs to take care of them, right? And the sad thing about it is that I know that there's people in Russia that are innocent. I know that they're all over the world, right? Not just one country, but I know that there's people out there that don't even have anything to do with anything. And I refuse to agree with anybody saying that all people are bad, right? Not all of those people are bad. There's some good people there, just like over here, right? If they look at the United States, I hope and pray that they believe that there are good people here, because there are, right? But there are bad people as well. So man, it's just a crazy time that we live in, but I feel like it's gonna resolve itself in a peaceful way. It's just crazy what's kind of going on with it. Something else is crazy is we're coming up on 2 years since we had our earthquake. Yeah, the date was March 18th, 2020. Utah had a pretty significant earthquake, and we all felt it, and we all were like, what the hell? And we felt earthquakes for quite a while after that too, aftershocks, and we had a really, so the first one hit like at 7 something or 6 something in the morning, and that was the big one. We all felt that one. That was the one where it was like, holy shit, right? And then we felt another one later that afternoon around 1 something, I believe, or maybe it was around 11 something, but then we felt that one, and it was like doomsday. It was like, what is going on, right? The stores are already empty. We can't find toilet paper anywhere. Now we're worried about this earthquake, right? So it was an interesting time 2 years ago, and then throw the pandemic on top of it. It's just these last few years, man. It's been interesting. It's been a very interesting time, and so to see it be the 2-year anniversary from that earthquake. It's one of those things where it's like, I have a story to tell now. We all have a story to tell. We could tell our grandkids and our kids, right, about that one time we had that one big earthquake. Something else that I'm currently working on is a project. You know me, I'm always trying to work on something, right? So currently I am recording this podcast to go in my Pod Madness week. NCAA is having their March Madness tournament, so obviously I don't want to have a tournament of podcasts, but I wanted to challenge myself to do a podcast a day and release them all week long, right? So that's currently what I'm doing, and it's inspiring, man. It's motivating to do these things because I'm sitting down and I'm talking with my friends, and we're having a good time, and I'm able to add certain things to the podcast that I haven't done before, and that's something that's really it sparks that light again, right? It matches that fire, that it burns that flame again for podcasting and for the things that bring me joy, and just bringing creative minds over to my studio and being able to talk about what they're working on and how I can help and be of service. It just makes me happy, you know what I mean? And so I'm just thankful to be in the position to do so, you know. If you look at 12 years ago when I really started first podcast, no, has it been 12 years? Yeah, it's been about 12 years. Yeah. It was, I don't think I would have ever thought that I would be where I am with podcasting, to be honest with you. But I love it. I still love it. This week is showing me that I still love it. And I just look forward to what the future brings with it.
And now the movie review segment you didn't ask for. It's down in front.
Worst roommate ever. Oh my gosh. This is a Netflix documentary series that it's very short. It's only like 4 or 5 episodes. But it is incredible. Now, there might be a little bit of a spoiler. Oh, actually, I won't spoil too much, right? But one thing that you have to realize is that there are people out there that are just preying on people. Not preying like God sense, but preying as far as like a tiger stalking its prey. And that's what these individuals felt, right? Because the whole premise of this show, Worst Roommate Ever, is literally having just that, roommates that turn into just murderers, you know. And one of them, I'm gonna give you one. I think it was the first episode. There was an old lady, so we thought, sweet old lady, so we thought, community, a community member that people looked up to, so we thought, it ended up being a murderer, right? She would drug her roommates, the people that would stay in her house. It was almost like a hostel type of situation, but she would literally drug her roommates, kill them, and it almost like butchered them, right? Because you would see body parts dug up in her backyard. Yeah, she would bury them in her backyard, and it was a sweet old lady, right? It's just crazy to think that there are people out there with a mind out there like that. This lady was convicted and actually died in prison, I think in like 92 or something like that. She died at the age of, I think, of about 82 or something like that. But I highly suggest you check out Worst Roommate Ever on Netflix. Netflix is coming with some flame because I just watched the first of 4 Chappelle Home Team comedy specials. This one was actually Earthquake, the legendary Earthquake. I wasn't familiar with him, but after seeing his interview with Joe Rogan and just seeing a couple other interviews, he is a legend. This dude has been doing it, and it does not disappoint. It's called Earthquake Legendary on Netflix. I highly suggest it. Obviously, mature audience. It's an MA show, so probably don't watch it with your kids. But this dude is hilarious. And if you don't know about Earthquake, don't feel bad because I didn't know about him. But he has respect from guys of the likes of Steve Harvey, obviously Dave Chappelle. So you know he's funny. So definitely check that out. Another Netflix banger, Pieces of Her. This is actually starring Toni Collette, Bella Hearthcote, and Amari Hardwick. If you know Amari, he's James St. Patrick, aka Ghost, from the show Power. The show Power on Showtime? Or no, Stars. And also the star of Next Day Air, the hood classic Next Day Air with Mos Def, one of my favorite movies. But yeah, this Pieces of Her on Netflix. It's a series as well. I'm on I think we're on like episode 4 or 5. And essentially the premise of this show is there is a young woman. She is a police dispatch. She ends up going to lunch with her mom, and a guy ends up murdering a bunch of people inside the restaurant. And the next he sees her in her dispatch uniform, which looks like a cop uniform, right? So he's like, "Oh, get up, pig! You're supposed to like help these people or whatever." And he's like going to shoot her, but the mom, she steps in front of him, and the gun ends up being taken from him and lost, and so he finds a knife and ends up stabbing the mom in the hand. So long story long, the cops come right after the mom slices the dude's throat and he dies. The cops come and the mom's like, "Do not talk to the police," right? Kind of a suspicious thing to tell somebody that just got almost killed, right? Don't talk to the cops, even though I'm sitting here with a knife the size of freaking Bear Grylls knife in my hand. Don't talk to the police. It's kind of suspicious, right? So the daughter doesn't talk to the police, and slowly through the episode she starts to learn more and more about her mom, right? And the things that she's learning is not what she thought not what she thought her mom was, right? I won't spoil anything for you because I really think that you will enjoy this series. It's called Pieces of Her, and you're gonna find some cool things in this show. I think that you'll enjoy. So Batman, I haven't seen it yet. The Batman, it's the latest drop from DC. IMDb gave it an 8.5 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes gave it an 85, and everybody that I've talked to that has seen this movie has gave it rave reviews. They've been saying that it's the best thing that DC has put out since Wonder Woman. So I'm not gonna go to the theater. I refuse to be disappointed by DC movies to spend my money on it. So I will wait. I'm gonna wait to watch it at home. But hey, if you went and seen it, let me know what you thought about it. I'm just not gonna waste my money on it. But it sounds like they're setting up for more and more things like the Riddler, the Penguin, right? Some more like origin type stories. DC fans actually got a little bit more disappointed because Black Adam, the show or the movie that's coming out with starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, my hero, my boo, the man that I will lick up and down if I had to. Actually, I might just do it anyway. Just give me your bicep, Rock. I'm just playing. Don't hold it to me. But yes, DC has announced that there is going to be a delay in the release of Black Adam. It was actually supposed to come out this summer, July. but they're pushing the release date back to October of 22, which I'm okay with, right? It's October. We're going to have some movie or Halloween time type movies come out, Halloween parties. I think this gives you a chance to maybe dress up in your favorite comic book character or what, maybe theme it out. Make it an event going out with your family or something.
Your Spanish is trash, but where there's a will, there's a way. This is No Hablo Dre Español.
Bienvenidos. Welcome to another segment of No Hablo Dre Español, where my friend Angel teaches me some Spanish because your boy is half Mexican and I don't know Spanish.
That's right, dude. The fact that you don't speak Spanish makes me want to hate the Portland Blazers.
You all right? Did you have a stroke during the middle of that?
Yo, I'm used to saying Utah Jazz, which it slides off the tongue really fast. Portland Blazers? That's a tough one, dude.
Don't mind him. He's not an NBA fan. He doesn't know anything about sports.
Hey, follow us on No Hablo English or whatever. I don't know.
What you got for me today, Angel?
Hey, listen. Now I'm going to expose some of my truth, all right? People make fun of me for, so here it is. Is it weird that I'm Mexican and I don't like enchiladas, mole, rice, nor tamales?
Oh, it is weird.
You think so?
Oh, enchiladas? Oh, it's the best.
Yo, I can't stand it.
Let me get it. Let me take a crack at this.
Don't say crack.
All right. Is that an R?
Yeah, dude.
Okay. Es raro que siendo mexicano no me gusten las enchiladas, el mole, el arroz, ni los tamales.
That was pretty good.
Let me put it together.
That was pretty good. You want me to read it?
No, I got this. 100%.
It's like I don't even need to be here.
Yeah.
I'll just email you this from now on.
Es raro que siendo mexicano no me gusten las enchiladas, el mole, el arroz, ni los tamales. Perfect?
That's 100%.
Because it was food.
Yo, wow. That's all I can say.
That's good.
Like, you don't need me here. Finally, I'm going to be able to see my family. So happy.
The long journey home.
The name says it all.
Uh-oh, you know my name.
This is Are You Dumb?
So I'm all about giving people their 15 seconds of fame for being completely dumb. And today's no different because Bank of America, everybody's been talking about this, right? Black Panther director Ryan Coogler was mistaken for a bank robber after he passed his ID, his Bank of America card, put in the pin and everything like that, and then slid the teller a note that said, I got the exact note here. I want to read it for you. The note said, I would like to withdraw $12,000 cash from my checking account. Please do the money count somewhere else. I'd like to be discreet, right? And the teller kind of did what he wanted to. She went into the back, only she called 911. And I think I got the audio right here. So let's take a listen. Listen to this 911 audio, and then we'll kind of talk a little bit more about what's going on and why Bank of America, or at least this teller, is getting the "Are you dumb" moment.
I didn't feel comfortable, so he told me to call police while he, I guess, stalled for
What's on the note, ma'am?
It just says I want to withdraw $12,000. Just be discreet.
Is this an actual customer, or are they trying to rob the bank?
They had a debit card, and he inserted it. He gave me a California ID, but I was like, okay. How do you want the cash back? And he's like, just look at the note.
And he had no weapons, correct?
Not that I know of. He just has on black sunshades and a black hat.
Is he a black male, white male?
He's a black male. And every time I ask him like a question, he's like, look at the note.
So, okay.
But he inserted his debit card, and then I asked for his ID. He handed me his ID as a California ID. But I didn't look at his name because I'm just, like, so shook up. Like, I don't know what he's trying to do. So I just told him, give me one moment. You know, I have to
He told
get
you
my
what he's trying to do.
Okay, so none of his information was even verified. Okay. He might just want to be discreet, but I have police around.
He might just want to be discreet. That's exactly what he wanted. Look, in the time where we are seeing more and more people of wealth, people that have some cash, some people that have things, they're getting ran up on. I just seen a video the other day where a guy and a girl were sitting down at a restaurant, just eating their food in the restaurant, right? They're not outside dining, they're in the restaurant. And two males come up to them and they hold them at gunpoint and they take all their stuff, right? So in the land where that's going to happen in public, right, at a restaurant, I'm going to be discreet because I'm asking for $12,000 in cash. Anybody that's going through hard times, they might be coming up to you and taking that cash. Your life is in danger every time you have that amount of money on you, right? That's why I don't carry cash, right? And so another thing is I believe this is in Georgia. You heard the teller say he has a California ID. So he's out of town, right? I believe it's Atlanta. I think it was in Atlanta. But he's doing everything right? He has his mask on because we're still living in COVID, right? Maybe even Bank of America had a sign on the door that says must wear a mask. I don't know. But he's doing everything that we're told to do, right? He's doing the thing that makes him feel safe. Yo, here's my ID. You know who I am, right? I don't think it's up to her to be like, this is a fake ID. No, your job is to verify who the member is, the member of your financial institution, you hold their money, right? Without that money, you don't have a job, right? That's the whole reason why people have, that's the whole reason why we have banks. If you don't hold that money, there's no use for you, right? Without that money, you don't have a job. So when he gives you the ID, he puts in his banking information, he puts in the PIN and slides you the note that says, I would like this money counted somewhere else. Somewhere else. You already have all his information. If you need more information, if you want to be, if you want him to come back while whatever the case is, you need to handle that situation differently. Not call the police. And even the dispatcher was like, maybe he just wants to be discreet. You haven't even verified it, right? Maybe do your job before it goes to another place. Now, on the contrary, I know that there's people that's devil's advocates that would say, well, maybe she's been robbed before, or maybe she just wants to be safe, right? Maybe it's something that she hasn't been trained on before, right? But I think that definitely training, right? It's a training issue. Need to definitely know the signs of true threat. Maybe a member giving you their ID and verifying that the ID matches the account information on your computer screen to the account that he put in. Maybe verifying that would relieve any stress or any doubt that this man's trying to rob you. And I don't know about you, but if I'm robbing a bank, I'm not gonna be like, I only want $12,000. That's all I want. I know that you got hundreds of thousands in the bag, but I only want 12, right? Like, nah, give me everything. I'm unloading everything. And there's no threatening. It doesn't say, the note doesn't say, give me all the money now and be discreet. The note's very straightforward and to me, not threatening at all. Dispatch didn't seem like it was threatening at all. This overall situation sucks, even down to when he gets handcuffed. This man's terrified. Ryan Coogler is terrified when the police officers sneak up on him, and they literally sneak up on him within feet. It's not like they're like 10 feet away. It's like maybe 2 paces away. Scratch that. It's like 1 pace away from taking him out, right? And the first thing they grabbed for was their Glocks, right? Was their waist belt and grabbed the pistol. Now, I get it. the police are called for a potential robbery. But at the same time, I don't know, man. It's a tough situation overall. It sucks that person felt so threatened, and I don't know why they felt threatened. It's just an overall difficult situation. You know, Kugler actually had a statement for Variety. He said, "This situation should never happen. However, Bank of America worked with me and addressed it to my satisfaction, and we have moved on." That's what Kugler said. So is that a money amount? Is that Kugler saying, yo, you guys need more training? I wonder what that means. What was his satisfaction? Because he was very specific to say it was addressed to my satisfaction and that we have moved on. So obviously Bank of America did something. I'm pretty sure that I don't know what it is. I don't know if he's gonna get some more bread in his pocket, but he definitely has a lawsuit. That man did everything right. Not only that, but the nurse that he was getting the money for, it was his personal nurse who likes to be paid in cash. She was in the back seat of the cop car as well. They detained her as well. Somebody that didn't have anything to do with anything, that didn't know what was going on inside. All I know is that I work for this amazing director, directed Black Panther, one of the best art pieces that we've ever seen, right? My guy's in there getting the money that he always gets me. He always goes to Bank of America and does this, right? And now the window's being knocked on, and police police are detaining me. I'm just a nurse. I don't know what's going on, right? Did he get shot inside? Is the bank getting robbed, right? All these things are going on, and I think about how much anxiety builds up, right? How scared they must have been, right? It just sucks, man. It just really sucks. Bank of America actually made a statement. They told CNN, we deeply regret that this incident occurred. It never should have happened, and we have apologized to Mr. Kugler. That's it. Whew, man, bad times if you are a Bank of America employee, because you're gonna have to go through a whole new training. And another incident that happened today. It happened today. I just seen this come across my timeline where in LA, of course, there was a hot pursuit, right? And Fox LA decided they wanted to take the helicopter out and follow the pursuit. So let's go to Good Day LA for the pursuit of this law-abiding citizen.
And then you can see it right there, the suspect trying to get into somebody's property or still trying to hide, but doing a very, very poor job of it right there. LAPD coming to a stop. Oh, come on, guys, he's right there.
They can't find him.
Officers running right by him. They're going right by him. Angie, our pilot today, talking on O2, trying to tell the officers that this suspect is right there.
The helicopter's trying to snitch on him.
And again, you just saw that. Oh my goodness, I just feel so bad for those officers making their way back now.
They're going back and forth. They can't find the guy. He's laying right next to a car right next to him.
Keep coming around, Ange. Keep coming around. Keep coming around. That suspect, unbelievable. We're watching this live, and you have to understand that these officers, they don't know what the information that we know. But again, that LAPD helicopter just arriving. There you go. Some of those officers must be getting that information. There you go. There you go. And now that suspect going into custody. Wow. Wow. And
they still don't see him.
This is unbelievable. There we go.
It's hilarious. You got to see the video. Good Day LA. They did a good job about narrating the whole situation, because literally this guy is hiding on the other side of the car, and the police, there's a dozen, maybe police officers running right past him, not seeing him, and he's just laying on the other side of the car on the ground, right? It's hilarious. And at one point, one of the officers actually looks underneath the car and totally misses him. It's hilarious. Definitely check that video out.
Karl Malone is a traitor. John Jones is the greatest of all time, but cocaine is a hell of a drug. It's your sports segment.
So last night, the Nets took on the Philadelphia 76ers. And remember, Philly just traded Ben Simmons to the Nets. And this was his first time coming back to the city of brotherly love. That's Philadelphia, right? Isn't that the city of brotherly love? I believe it is. I know it's the one with the bell. And it's the one that Nick Cage went crazy on in National Treasure, I believe. Wasn't that Philly? I think it was. But he made the return. Ben Simmons made the return, and I thought it was going to be something way different, right? I thought Ben Simmons was going to suit up. He was going to come through, drop a good 25 on him. But no, he warmed up a little bit, had some chance, right? Some people still showed him love in the city of brotherly love. And but then he just went back to the street clothes and sat on the bench. And the Nets ended up beating they ass, man. Like that was not a fun game to watch, but it was cool. It is what it is. I was disappointed when I didn't see my man suit up. I say my man's like I like him. I like the drama. I like the story, right? Because for the longest time, Ben Simmons sat out. He didn't play, and he said it was because of mental health issues and personal reasons, right? He pretty much sat out the whole season, and now was the time we were about to see him. I think he should be back soon. I think he even mentioned that he will be coming back really, really soon. So I'm assuming we will see Ben Simmons on the court with the Nets very soon, very shortly, very soon. The Utah Jazz, it has been 2 years since Rudy Gobert tested positive for COVID-19. Remember that game at the OKC Thunder game, right before everybody's there, the fans are there, everybody's suited up, they ready, they already warmed up, and then the refs come out and they call the game, and Quinn Snyder tells the guy, get your ass back in the locker room. Remember that? Well, it's been 2 years since that, when Rudy Gobert was touching all the microphones and playing like the COVID thing wasn't serious. Right, remember, I know he feels bad about it. If he listens to this, he'll probably be mad. Dre, why'd you bring it up? But it's been 2 years since that. It's been. We're getting those crazy reminders now on like the timeline and stuff. But the Jazz, they're not doing too bad. I mean, they're still 41 and 24 right now. They're fourth in the West. They need some work, right? They need to put in some work because I'm not gonna lie. They don't want to see certain people in the playoffs. They definitely don't want to see Memphis. Don't want to see the Suns, right? So just got to find that balance. How many games do you have to win to play somebody that you want to see in the playoffs, right? We'll see what happens there. I feel like the Jazz, it's sad, right? Because I feel like they lost the glue that kept the team together in Joe Ingles. Now, granted, Joe Ingles isn't the first best player on the team. He's not the third. He's not the best player on the team. But what Joe Ingles gave the Jazz is heart. He kept that team, in my opinion, he was the glue that kept the team together, right? If there's turmoil in the locker room, he's the guy to be like, Doug, man, just go talk to him. Hey, man, stop being a little bitch, man. Go talk to him, right? He's that guy. He's the guy to be like, yo, come over to the house, man, have dinner. And then next thing you know, the enemy's there too to hash it out, right? He's that friend, man. He's that guy. And I know he loves the city. I mean, he does so much for autism here and the community. And, you could just tell he loves it here. So it sucks that he got injured. It sucks that the Jazz traded him. Because I feel like that's what the Jazz really need right now. They need that glue. They need somebody in that locker room to be like, we can do this thing, guys. We could make a push. We got this. Like, put all the bullshit aside. Let's get some things done, right? I don't think they got that right now. And I don't know if they will, to be honest with you, right? I feel like we had that with Jay Crowder too. I feel like Jay was that dog, right? That would put the flame in people, right? But I don't think they got it right now. I was telling who was I telling? I was telling one of the homies. I was telling host Beefy, and I think Will Wonder as well, that I would love to see Dame come to Utah. I think Dame in the backcourt with Donovan Mitchell would be insane, right? Now, obviously, you'd have to give up like Mike Conley. You might even have to give up Rudy Gobert, which is okay in my book. I don't think that's a bad thing, right? But to have almost like that Splash Brother routine, right? If you run a dope backcourt with Donovan Mitchell and Damian Lillard, I just think that would be dope. One, because I'm selfish and I would love to see Dame come back to Utah, right? Because he was at Weber State and they showed him a lot of love and he made a big push for Weber State, and I feel like that's what we would want. Like, I mean, come on, he's essentially a hometown dude, right? Obviously he's from Oakland, but you know how that goes. But Portland needs to make something happen because they're not making the playoffs this year. I doubt it. I mean, even if they made that threshold and they came into the 8th spot over LA or something, they're not gonna go deep. They just don't have it. And it's unfortunate. I love Ant. I love what he does. That dude is a rising star in Portland right now, and he's gonna be dangerous. He has a 3. He can guard, and he's good in the paint too. He goes high, man. I love where the NBA is right now. I look forward to the playoffs. This playoff season is gonna be nice, just like the NFL postseason was nice. I can't wait. Something that I also can't wait for is the new Utah Jazz Nation podcast. My man Will Wonder, he's a co-host on this podcast. You've heard about it before. You've been hearing the ads in the podcast. My man is doing great things with his partner Daniel. And if you are a Jazz fan, hell, if you're a basketball fan, make sure you check out the Will Wonder Pod. He knows way more about basketball and about sports than me. That's where I get all my information for sports. Obviously, I tune into the ESPN and the Bleacher Report shows as well, but my number one is the Will Wonder Pod. My number 2 is the Jazz Nation podcast as well. They do a really cool thing where they don't just talk about Jazz news. They also talk about the league and the impact that it might have on the Jazz, right? So make sure you go and check it out. It's a really good listen, and add it to your playlist. And make sure you like, share, comment, review everything on that podcast.
All right, that's it. That's all your bitch ass gets.
All right, that is it. That's all you get. I appreciate everybody that listens to this podcast, everybody that checks out the YouTube content as well. We are almost at 700 subscribers right now. Like, we are literally almost there. Let me see. I'm gonna in real time check out where we are as far as subscriber count. Okay, we're at 691 right now. As of today, we are at 691. Oh my gosh, 382 videos. That is insane. The growth on the channel is insane. I see the numbers going up. All oh, I'm choking right there. All organic, by the way. That's one thing that I pride myself on, is that I have never bought any ads as far as like ad placement or anything like that, which is probably why I haven't seen as much growth as I would like to. But at the same time, I want something organic, right? I want people that support the channel to really support the channel, right? If I have an event, I want these people to show up, and because, like, yeah, I could buy ads and I could do these, I could buy views and things like that, but I don't know, there's something more satisfying about organic growth. Hopefully that makes sense. I just really appreciate it, man. I really appreciate it. The audio side of things, the podcast side of things is growing tremendously as well. We're in like 7 different countries, which I didn't even know was a thing. Like I seen the Germany views, and I have a nephew in Germany, so actually a really dope rugby star. He's part of like the national team out there in Germany, so I might actually have to have him on the podcast. He was on one of my treadmill confessions. So you could probably see that video on like Instagram or whatever, but what happened to my voice there? That was weird. Yeah, just the growth is awesome. So I appreciate every single one of you. What's that noise? That is another game and segment that you're seeing on the podcast. and that you're seeing on Instagram. You know me, I'm the guy. I love doing the game thing. I love to give people prizes. I love to do it. There's something cool about doing that. So if you are somebody that listens to the podcast or watches the YouTube, whatever it is, and you want to support the channel, if you want to donate to the channel, there is donation buttons all over my website, allrock.com, or you can look at my link tree in my Instagram account at DreRawka. Again, check out the podcast that I always mention. You've seen this Pod Madness week. You've seen my friends come on the podcast. I love every single one of them, and I wish nothing but the best for them. But right now, the push is for Jazz Nation. Go show them some love. They're on season 2 or episode 2 now, so go show them some love, and I will talk to you guys soon. You already know what the deal is. Have the day you deserve, protect your light, and pay women more. I'm out. Peace.